Hello Storm Riders, it's Thor here, aka Tap Out, or as previous people have referred to me as, know me as, it's Bucket. So today I wanted to do a little video, hopefully it won't be too long, linking to something that Emacs has been saying about this super farming, and also linking into something else that he's been going on about, which is getting the best tier 8 ships to be able to start doing some decent farming. The best ships that I'm finding that are out there at the moment, um, the ranges, anything that's got decent range, I'm starting to prefer. But now that everything else has come out, like the fighters and some of the titans, people are mixing up the ships, the fleets, sorry, the build up of the fleets, which is starting to become a bit of a pain. If someone sees that you've got 6 Val Ravens, they're coming at you with a couple of different hybrid fleets, which leaves you a little bit exposed. The big ship that's the meta for farming, as Emacs has pointed out to me, is this Leviathan. I've farmed Mark 3 of this, so that's 3,000 parts I've farmed. Obviously the Mark 1, the Mark 2 and the Mark 3. Mark 3 is now being crafted. I've farmed that in about 3 or 4 days, because this is a really good ship. The problem I've got, and the reason that it's destroyed along with all my vindicators, is I was trying to increase some of the ranks of my commanders, because obviously it takes a long time with the experience that you get. So I almost had him full, so I was attacking some 170 fleets, and with doing it on my phone, I slowed down, came to a stop, and I got absolutely obliterated. The issue for me there is now that I can't use this without these, because the reason that does so well farming the increased marks for itself is because the speed bonus on these. So whilst I'm waiting for this to repair, the whole fleet to repair, so that I can start farming again, I thought to myself, well, I might as well do something that's productive. So I'm going to farm another 5 of them. That is really easy, and that's where we now lead on to Emacs's hint of start doing super farming, because super farming, it is really easy when you've got the tier 8 ships. So I've got a fleet of 6 Val Ravens. One's being refitted with a resistor. So I'm using the next best one, which is unfortunately a Mark 3. But it doesn't really matter in this situation, because I'm also using a fleet of these. A mixed fleet of excuse me, of some Pharmacon, a decent fleet of Pharmacon, and this. Again, another hint that Emacs is, and hint and tip that Emacs has given us. Flagship, low level. When your ships are escorting that flagship, even if the level is 106, 113, whatever, people can't attack this unless they've got a small leveled fleet as well. There is something I do need to clarify with the Emacs, because I got attacked after jumping onto the fleet after someone had already targeted me, so I need to figure out how that worked. It might have been just a glitch, but I don't know. So anyway, what I wanted to show you guys was I've got 4 fleets here that are just constantly farming, and there's a quick and easy way of doing it, and it's something that all you guys can do as well. The reason I've got my jump ship, my flagship there, is because we're going into a sector which isn't defended by these PvP. This little restricted sector. It's not a restricted sector where we're going. So what I've been doing is, if you look on the map, you've got these mini portals. So I tagged all the ships that I needed in this sector to increase Vindicators 1 through Elite. 1, obviously, Mark 1 you build from your shipyard, Elite you buy from the shop. So you only need 4 targets for Mark 2, 3, 4 and 5. There was Renegade Mark 3 on here. Mark 2, sorry, which is a Renegade Strike 83. And I've also done the Deceiver Strike 83. I cashed in a lot of boxes earlier, but the way that I've been figuring it out, for best practice is go to your crafting and figure out how many you need. When we finally get down there. So I'm basing this on 5 ships. So 5 times 20, 100, 40, 200, 60, 300, 140, 700. Quick maths. So basically that's what I'm going to keep farming for. So these boxes 1, 2 and 3, 2, 3 and 4, sorry, you get 5 max I think, and then when you come to this one I think you can potentially get 10 per box. So what I've been doing is, if I need 100, obviously that would be, you need to divide, you get 5 per box, so 4 boxes at max loot would give you 1 token. Yeah. So times that by 5, 20 boxes should give you 100 parts to be able to build all 5. You're not always going to get that. So what I did was, I just basically got an extra box for every 5 boxes. So for example, we need 20 boxes to make 100 parts, but we're not going to get 5 in every single box. So I farmed 25 boxes instead, which covered me. Same with this, so I've got 116, I need 200. So what I did was, I farmed another, there we go, 3, so I've got another 26. So the 20 times 5 should be the 100, and then 6 left over should give me 130 max. So when I open all these ones, I'll open them all now, but these are the ones we're looking at, the Mark III. This is just to show you, that's why I've saved them. So open them all, I should get at least 100. So there we go, Mark III. So I lost out on 12. 12 of them boxes gave me 4 out of 5. Yeah? So if you just farm enough for them, you should be absolutely spot on. So I've done these ones now. I've got enough, the 200. It's these that I need, so I now need 230. So I'm going to farm probably about 60 boxes, so let's call it 68, 70 boxes, just to cover the cost that I need. What I've been doing is I've been taking my jump ship in. This section here will give you 83s, as you can see, 83, 83, a couple of 81s. This little nebula here drops you your 85s. Come up here and you should get your 87s from this one, I believe. And then up here you've got your 89s and 87s in there as well. Make sure you tag these in this sector, because you can tag the same fleet twice. These fleets in this sector whilst the event is on may give you 2 boxes. The ones in the other sector, even though you're safe, will only give you 1 box. So, like I said, I've got enough now in the craft for Mark III. So I can scratch that target off now and not worry about it. Hopefully same with the Mark III Enforcer. Yeah, I've got enough for there, just enough for that one as well. The reason I started doing Enforcer is just because it's got other abilities that are modified into it. Harmonic Warfare. So when it comes to using your dreadnoughts for a fleet that doesn't really need the speed, that's when you would replace the Vindicators with the Enforcers or with your Pegasus. So like I say, now I don't need 85s. Done 85s, they give you Mark III. So I go on here, get rid of the 85 on there, and I get rid of 85 on there. So now I want 87s. So that one has just come from over here somewhere. It's either that one or that one. If you look here, 87s are coming from this portal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my ships there. And this is where your defense comes into play. You need to be quite clever. If you've got enemies about and you think they're going to attack you, that's where your flagship comes in. So I want renegades or deceivers. So I'm going to attack that deceiver with that one, that deceiver with that one. And if I'd have been quick enough, I would have been able to attack this one. Now I'm going to do it anyway. No, I'm not at 85, I don't want that. So what you do is, any ships that aren't in combat, they stay attached to your flagship, being defended. This is going to spawn some more before these two finish. So what I do is, and Renegade 87, that one can go for that one. Renegade 87, that one goes to there. Now I know these two are going to finish any minute now. So what I do is come over here. This one will probably finish first, I reckon, because it's stronger ships. As soon as it finishes, I just stick it back onto the carrier. That way, anyone like this that could potentially be spying and ready to kill, you don't need to worry about. And you just farm through them. Easy as that. Most of the time, they're instant rep. For the fleets that I've got, they may not be for the fleets that you've got. Like I say, mix your fleets up a little bit. And then just mix between renegades and deceivers. I just want deceivers at the moment. So for me, it's a case of just going for just renegades. Sorry. And just keep making sure that your ships are all attached to your carrier as best as you can. It can get quite hard to keep a track of them all because, like I say, these yellow ones blend into your yellow ones. And that's literally all I've been doing, is just going through the deceivers and going through the renegades as often as I can. And you'll notice, no, be careful you don't send your carrier like I almost did then. 3 renegade. That one, 3 renegade. So I've always got these 4 built, these 4 farming, and as you can tell from here, we've got 9 boxes already from like 1 or 2 runs. It's a quick process, and in the day that this event's on, you could probably farm enough to get all 5 of your Vindicators materials ready. And then what you do with that is you keep them materials to the side, you stack them, and then when you've got the tokens available from the shop that help Axis build and craft and refit, that's when you use these. That's when you use them tokens to get them ships instantly crafted, basically. You can get them all instantly crafted very quickly and get that speed bonus for the Leviathan once you've got Mark 1, which gives you the ability to get Mark 2, sorry. So like I say, look at this. We've got 18 boxes already, up and all. 57 of the Vindicators out of the 300 we need. So in that few seconds there, we've got 57. I'm out of the 300 that we needed if it was to have started at 0. I'm now a sixth of the way through in the 4 or 5 minutes since we started doing this. Obviously, I'm getting a little bit sloppy because I'm trying to talk to you as well and explain what I'm doing. But this is what you want to be doing to get all the perks that you want whilst you're fighting. That's it, renegades and deceivers. Thor, don't. Apologies, that's my dog just grumbling at me because he wants treats. But this one here, obviously that would be a deceiver I would want to go and attack. For you guys, if you don't think your fleets are strong enough, leave it. Like, I would probably just stay close to the nebula or the wormhole or whatever you want to call it. Stay close to your ship. Get your ships close together. It's easy to manage then. And as you saw then, I didn't even rep that one. But it shouldn't really be an issue because they're not that strong of a fleet. It's only 5 or 6 ships with a carrier. And most of mine, as you can see, are ranges. So ranges on that one. 2 ranges on that one. Them ones and them ones. They're all ranges. So I don't really find myself getting on into that much trouble, to be fair. Reapers do your cruisers. I'm not bothered about them at the moment. I'll get them at another time. Like I say, it's just renegades for me and deceivers. And that's it, guys. Make sure you drop your ships onto your carrier and try and keep them as close as can. Keep them well repped and start farming away. Get them vindicators done. 5 boxes usually gives you between 20 and 25. You'll at least get 20 because you either get 4 or 5 parts, so it's 20 or 25. So for every 4 boxes, if you get 5, you're guaranteed to get more than 20. So yeah, just try and do that, guys. Get your vindicators up. So then, like me, when you do have an accident and you lose this ship, you don't have to wait for all this because you've got a spare set of vindicators you can get back into the fight with. And then, like I say, you're farming to max potential. You're making quick progress. And you're listening to our fearless leader who has got some really good advice. I've seen my fleet bay increase so much. Not necessarily in ship capacity, but in just in the actual style of how it's padded out. For example, I'll show you what I mean. I'll cancel this a second. So if you look in my hulls, these from when I was starting my tier 7, trying to get everything up just before tier 8 dropped, trying to catch up. I got all these ships together and now I just don't use them. I've got my orator to my specific build because I was just using that to farm the Valraven mark upgrades. I've got these new ships, but I've not really been using them because it's, as Emacs has mentioned many times before, it's all about the Vals at the moment. When the last of the tier 8 ships drop, other than Dreadnoughts, we'll start to see a massive change because the whole rock, paper, scissors thing will come back in. But like I say, I've got all these from the boxes that are just spare materials or there to do whatever I want with. But as you can see, they were all just Mark 1, 2, 4, if that, like, not even really decently fitted, just something to carry extra cargo when I needed it when I was doing my base upgrades. And then obviously Emacs showed us the way to do the Vals, and all of a sudden I've got 6 elite Vals, all the weapons for them, all the armour for them, some decent resistors going on. I've used my free token resistor there to then apply the decent resistors, the weapons, the ones that resist the weapon, weapon stasis, I don't know what it's called, disruption, weapon disruption. And then, as I've said to you, the biggest thing that we should all be farming for is that. I think that's going to be a massive key player, especially for the new Dreadnought that's about to drop in the next couple of weeks, the Pharmacon one. That's going to have a big part to play in farming that. And as I've already been advised, it's probably the only thing that's available to farm those mines that came out, for the power ability things that you've got. So yeah, guys, get your ships done. Get them Vindicators for your speed, Pegasus for your harmonic warfare. Likewise with your cruisers. They've all got their own little perks and bonuses. So yeah, these guys, if you want to do some basing, these guys had harmonic siege, harmonic warfare. Vindicator's got harmonic agility, and like I say, it makes your Leviathan quicker and manages to outrun all the missiles that are being fired at it. Harmonic shield, 3%. These guys, I'm going to do these next. I'm going to do these ready for the Altarian Dreadnought because harmonic shield +3 and then 3 shields on there with harmonic boost. Hopefully it'll amplify the defense of your Altarian Dreadnought. Don't know if it'll work towards Pharmacon. I don't know if Pharmacon's classed as shield or not with their phase, so because it's a screen, not sure if it counts or not. But that's my next target. I'm going to get 5 of them built up, and ready to go as well, elite as well. And yeah, we'll get away with that. Get another fleet ready for that. I wanted to show you the rewards page quickly before I finish this little video. Alien Strike. So I can tell I've got 12 million from farming them fleets. So what I'll do is, as soon as I've finished getting all the parts I need, I'll just buy 5 of them straight away in the store. Job done. Buy 5 of them as well. 5 of them. Where is the... It's not this one. So in the event, usually I think it's the Altarian one usually. I don't know if it's in every one. Yeah, in the Altarian event, you have boosts for Axis, like build tokens and refit tokens, and that's when you want to be spending your points on them, because then you can instantly, like I say, craft your Altarian strike. Here we go. I think it's in here. Don't let me down. No, it's not. One of the events does drop the tokens. It might be the actual weekend event, but the Altarian version, I can't remember what it's called. But that'll be either next weekend or one of the following weekends. Like I say, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be using them tokens to refit them Vindicators or the Deceivers, or whichever ones I end up finding myself needing most at the time. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to sign off and carry on farming these bad boys until I get enough, and then I might even cheekily get some of these Renegade ones done. Not the Renegade ones, sorry, the Reaper ones done to get the cruisers. But yeah, guys, get them done. They're worth it. They help out you. They do bolster your fleet's defences and obviously offences as best as possible. And they are massive, even though they are old-fashioned and old-school ships, they are a massive aid when it comes to your dreadnoughts. Thanks for watching. If you've watched all the way through, did run on a little bit longer than I expected, but I do chat a lot of waffle when I get distracted with the ships and the fleets. But yeah, hope it's been useful and helpful. Give us a shout on the YouTube page. I've done a couple of videos. Some of them are similar to Emax's, so if you've seen them, you probably already know the hints and tricks about refitting your ships, an easy way using your tokens in your inventory from these gold and silver boxes. As you can tell, I'm using them that much. I'm buying them every single event that I've got, some that I can't even open at the moment. If you're not sure on what I mean, a quick basic introduction to that is, what you do is you use something that... Go away. Oh, I hate it when it does that. You use something that you don't need, for example, these or these. So I've got 99 of them. I don't use them. They're no good for the ships that we're getting these days. Obviously, I've been using my tier 3 ones as the bonus boosts because you get a better boost. So I'll put that onto a ship. That will then be an instant application, so it takes me no time at all. Then what I do is straight away I craft that, go back into refitting the same ship and replace, say for example it was a Valraven, and now replace this that I've just put on the ship with a Nova Driver Mark II. And instead of it taking, for example, 8 hours, because I've got this on, this will minus another 6 hours off, so the actual build time for that cannon would be, for numbers sake, 2 hours. Same with the boosters. Any ships that you can take these boosters, stick them on there, and then swap them out for example, Sunder Thruster. You stick that on, put your Sunder Thruster on, it'll go from an 18-hour build to a 12-hour build or something like that. Altarian ships, stick these on. Again, as soon as it's instant application, go back onto it, and then replace this with whatever drivers, for example, these or not the ones that you get instant application tokens for, but you know what I mean. And then it'll minus a good fair few hours off your ship builds. That's why I always build my ships naked, because then I can add all the token parts and do the quick builds as soon as I can. And then when I'm sleeping, that's when I do the long builds. For example, doing resistors or shields that I don't get instant tokens for, or if it's a jump ship, one of your jump drives. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos, and hopefully it's been helpful for you. take care and get farming.